Hey, everybody. I hope and pray that you're doing well today. So we come to our word from the Word. And today, that word is determination. Determination. Now, David is definitely one that I believe I would probably throw in that category of being a determined person. I think you see through even when he was doing good and bad. He stumbled for a moment, but he was always determined to get back with the Lord. But not only that, we know those great moments of faith, especially thinking about when he was fighting Goliath, that he realized, man, he was determined. He said, nobody's going to talk bad about my God. And it's funny just to look back at that, and then you kind of see this coming here lived out as he's looking ahead to a time when he's not going to be around. He understands that what the Lord said, that he was going to build the temple, that David was not going to build the temple, but that his son Solomon would. And so that's what we've been talking about this week, and I pray you've been able to follow along every day. And today we're going to still be in 1 Chronicles chapter 22, but I want us to see kind of that determination that he has as he's kind of passing along the instructions at the end of the chapter. So, as I said, 1 Chronicles chapter 22, we're going to read verses 17 through 19. It says, David also commanded all the leaders of Israel to help Solomon his son, saying, Is not the Lord your God with you? And has he not given you rest on every side? For he has given the inhabitants of the land into my hand, and the land is subdued before the Lord and before his people. Now here's the key. He says, Now set your heart and your soul to seek the Lord your God. Therefore arise and build the sanctuary of the Lord God, to bring the ark of the covenant of the Lord and the holy articles of God into the house that is to be built for the name of the Lord. Now that there in verse 19 where he said, you need to set already, determine in your heart is essentially what he's saying. And that's one of the reasons I use that determination is thinking about how we need to be determined and set in our heart to do it. And Wednesday night in our Bible studies, we've been talking here in the past several weeks. We've been talking about Daniel. We've been going through the book of Daniel, just starting. And one of the things there that Daniel has set or purposed in his heart that he was not going to defile God. And here it's amazing that the same kind of purpose and determination is what David is telling the leaders. He's giving them instructions of what they're to do. He says, look, y'all need to get on board with this because God has blessed us. God has given us all this land. He's given us all this into our hands. And look, he says, we're even to the point where we're at rest right now. There's no battle. There's no bloodshed going on. We don't need to just sit back and relax. We need to continue to do the work that God has set before us. And the only way that we'll ever continue to do the work that's set before us is if we're determined, if we've purposed, as he said there, right in verse 19, where he says, set your heart and your soul to seek the Lord and to seek to serve the Lord and to seek to work for the Lord. Could that be said of you today? Could that be said of me today? Could that be said of any of us? Are we really determining in our hearts and in our minds that we are going to be determined to serve the Lord no matter what? That we're going to seek to strive, or we're going to strive to live for him. We're going to strive to be obedient to his word, be obedient to his will. But I can tell you right now, if I know several of you have told me, you watch these first thing in the morning. And I'm glad that you do. That's why I put them out so early in the morning. But I wonder, what are you going to be determined to do today? If you're watching these daily, man, middle of the week, old hump day, you're thinking, man, I'm just looking forward to the end of the week. But what about today? What are you determined to accomplish? Not at work, not with your family, not with your day off if you happen to be off or you're retired, not to what you're aiming to do for your own self, but what are you determined to do for the Lord today? See, David was not only given those instructions, but he was leading by example. He was determined to make sure that they followed the will of the Lord. Now, each one of those had to decide whether or not they were going to follow along. And today, I think that's the biggest challenge for us is, we know that we've already heard the command from Jesus Christ himself that we need to die daily and we need to be witnesses to the uttermost part of the earth. So if we've already been given the instructions that we need to be determined, then are we determined to work for the Lord today? God bless you, and I pray you have a great, great day.